Good morning. It is Friday, May 16th. Welcome to the Inside Edge. So the New Jersey Globe's second pair of gubernatorial primary debates are coming up in very short order. On Sunday at 7 p.m., there will be the Democratic debate featuring 5 of the 6 Democratic candidates for governor. And on Tuesday at 7 p.m., there will be the Republican debate featuring 3 of the 5 Republican candidates. And I wanted to spend this Inside Edge talking a little bit about a few of the aspects of these debates that I think might surprise people and sort of explain some of our reasoning behind it. The first thing is that these debates are going to be long. They're going to be certainly the longest debates I've ever participated in. They're each going to be 2.5 hours long. And the idea behind that is that when you have a debate that's, say, an hour, that is obviously, it's more watchable. It's easier for the candidates, easier for the moderators. It's more of a tight package, and there's definitely advantages to that. But there's also the disadvantage that you end up having to just sort of sweep through issues and not end up getting really specifics, or sometimes candidates can just kind of put up a front of sound bites without really ever going deeper than that. So, you might ask them, do you support a 15% tax on puppies in order to fix New Jersey's sewer system? And they start talking about how New Jersey is a really great state and they can't wait to stand up to Trump. And it's not an answer at all, but because the debate is so short and you have to keep on moving through issues, you don't end up getting the chance to really follow up on that. So our idea here is that by giving ourselves and the candidates so much time to work with, it'll be harder for them to hide, and it'll be easier for us to get really specific and interesting answers on issues that people care about. And that brings us to the second unusual thing, which is that both debates, and this has all been previously announced to be clear, but both debates will focus on 3 main issues each. The Democratic debate will focus on affordability, education, and transit and development. And the Republican debate will be same affordability and education, and then crime and immigration. And again, the idea there is, that means inevitably that we leave some issues behind. That means that people who are looking for answers on certain things that don't cleanly fall into any of those categories might leave disappointed. But our hope is, we've narrowed down these issues, these sort of basic quality of life issues for New Jerseyans that we think people really care about. And we want to get into specifics. We want to get really detailed on those. And we thought that the best way to do that would be, the Globe has already done a pair of debates. NJ Spotlight News has done its pair of debates. I would encourage you to watch those that are more of a traditional, churn through issues style. And we wanted to do something where people would get the chance to talk really at length about their plans on a few core topics. And the last thing I'll say is, and this has always been the New Jersey Globe's policy to some extent with primary debates, is we want to ask questions from the perspective of the party that is debating. It doesn't necessarily make sense to ask Democratic candidates whether they would ban abortion, because of course they're all going to say no. And then that's just going to launch into a bunch of answers that are approximately the same, because it's such a ridiculous proposition to begin with. That's not the question that you ask a bunch of Democratic candidates. And it's not the question that Democratic primary voters are interested in, because it's so obvious. You want to get into the types of questions that will really elucidate differences within a party and among those candidates. And the broader mission here is, we hope lots of different types of people watch these debates. We hope that obviously people from the campaigns and people, strongly supporting their campaigns might watch. People who are just generally interested in New Jersey politics might watch. People from other states who have never been a New Jersey voter, who like to watch New Jersey elections as a bellwether or just as sort of the off-year elections. We hope everyone like that watches. But our core audience, the audience member, the watcher that we are positioning these debates for, is someone who is going to vote in the June 10th Democratic or Republican primary and has not made up their mind yet. And so that gives us a different set of issues to work with, and that gives us a different mindset for what we're looking for out of the candidates. And so we hope that if you're one of those voters, polls show the number of undecided voters is dropping pretty precipitously as more candidates spend money, as people get to know the candidates better. But we hope that if you're one of those voters, you watch our debates Sunday for Democrats, Tuesday for Republicans, and it helps you make up your mind. That's all I have for today. Have a great weekend and see you at the debate.